welcome back. Okay, so this one was a request about soul paths and being on the right track. However, because we are a live channel, I've decided that what we're going to do is we're going to do it what the purpose of your relationship, what is the life purpose that you are getting, what's the purpose, get your words out, what's the purpose of the relationship, why is that part of your life purpose, what is it that you've got to grow from and learn from it. So we're going to do deck 1 and deck 2. I've gone back to, I go through stages of decks, so I use the same decks for ages and I go back. The Paulina Tarot, someone requested on the live feed the other day, so we're going with them. So number 1 and number 2, so this is your purpose of this relationship. What is the life purpose of the relationship? Why are you going through the crap that you need to be going through? What's the point? Deck 1 and deck 2. Let me get your mutual energies on that. So as always, it's going to run on your collective mutual energies. The strongest energy is going to be pulled out from the deck. So if anything doesn't resonate, just remember it for a later date. I'm going to start off by pulling you, I'm trying to show you all of my decks because I have so many decks. People want a deck video. It is in my mind. I'm inundated with private readings at the moment, so it's taking a bit of time. These are life purpose cards, okay? So they are an oracle deck, but they're very different from an oracle deck. They're just called life purpose cards. No, they're not. They're called life design cards. So that's them, for those of you that want to know what they are. But they're very, very different. So I'm going to start off by doing one of these each for you about the life purpose, the life design of this relationship that you're all in. So can I have the collective energy of deck 1 in this card deck, please? Collective energy of deck number 1. Way! The big cards are always great fun to shuffle. How to look really not like you know what you're doing. And their thoughts, feelings, energy, emotions, thought processes of their peoples. Okay, Spirit, come close. Okay, can you tell me please, what is the, I just need to get my guide step in a bit more. Can you tell me what the purpose of those that picked deck number 1, what is their life purpose about this relationship? Can I have clear jumpers, not just flippy overs, please? Thanks. Okay, I want to get 3 for each deck. And you're all going to be really annoyed with me because I'm going to do this first and then I'm going to do deck 1 and deck 2, so. Okay. In fact, I'm going to pull deck 2, no, we're not. We're going to do it one then the other. Okay, so life purpose. Now this will all make sense when I do your cards, what this relationship is teaching you through why you are here, what the biggest spiritual purpose is. So you've got find courage through stress. So this is about fighting for your ground, standing your ground, standing your territory. My guide is saying kind of going against the grain. You know, people always follow the crowd and you are not a sheep, you are a wolf and you're hunting. And he's saying that part of the life purpose for those of you that deck 1, obviously you're all going to be very, very different. And when we do the webinars and things like that, we'll do all the spiritual stuff. But as a collective, this has got to be on your relationship. So this is going to be your mutual energy of what your life purpose is from this relationship. And it's about finding strength and courage in your own convictions and being told, yeah, to learn to trust yourself rather than what people tell you. And to be guided by your own guides and your own intuition and your own thoughts and your own thought processes and your clair skills, because you are being guided and you are being taught and it's teaching you courage of convictions. You've also got wandering a zigzag walk. So this is saying about going different ways. Pink is always love, unconditional love, pink is. And it's about learning the right way to unconditional love. You know, it feels like you've been trampled on with the steps over the top. It feels like you have been trampled on in this relationship, but you are still trying to find your path within the mixed match of it. And again, it's kind of standing on your own 2 feet. No matter what happens, no matter what goes wrong, it's trusting yourself and trusting the process and trusting the divine and believing in faith. And that is another reason why you are in this relationship that you are in. So standing your ground, having faith and standing on your own 2 feet. And this is gathering seeds of ideas. I need to get another one for that. I want to know what that is. Can I have one more to clarify that, please? For deck number 1, can I have one more to clarify the point of their relationship? Missed it. Have one more. Wake up, don't fall asleep. Okay, so this is saying that there's a bigger purpose in all of this. There is a bigger purpose, and this journey is teaching you things that are needed to be used for a wider purpose, to either help humanity or whatever your individual soul purposes are. I'm not fully allowed, I was saying in a reading today, I'm not fully allowed access into your soul purposes. I can tell you bits of it, but it's always a journey of self-discovery. So this is talking about your self-discovery, waking up from things, seeing it from a different perspective, seeing that there is more going on, listening to your initial creative ideas. You are getting singular ideas that are amalgamating into one big web, with the web at the top. Things are moving, things are shifting, but there is a purpose to it all. Don't let the earth, let's preach to the blooming choir, don't let the earthly shit get in the way. You know, it's the same, I'm exactly the same, but this is what they're saying. There is a bigger purpose to all of this, and it's about the courage of your convictions and standing on your own 2 feet and feeling strong and feeling guided and learning to walk through it all with your head held high and trusting yourself and trusting the process and not listening to other people and trying to live a life without judgment as well and being told to. I'm going to put them on deck 2 so I don't forget. So can you get me into my collectives for deck number 1? What is the purpose of the relationship they are in? What's the soul purpose of it? What's the life purpose, soul purpose of the relationship with that person? So again, it doesn't have to be a normal, average, everyday relationship. Most relationships are not normal, average and everyday. And those that are can be a bit boring. Normal, average, no, collectives. And can I get into their person's mutual energy, their thoughts, feelings, emotions, energy, thought processes? Number 1. Okay, and I need to do one more and we're good to go. So can you please tell me, guards and my beautiful guides and spirit team, what is the purpose, the collective mutual energy, what's the purpose for this? What is the purpose of going through this shit? What is the purpose of it all? What's the life purpose of going through it all? So my guide is telling me that we're going to read down. So there's loads of it. I'm going to do, when I start doing the webinars, I'll teach you all about it. But there's loads of different ways to read tarot. And one of them you can do is reading downwards as if they are one card. So just read one more. And an overall outcome, please. Overall purpose. 1. Yeah. Overall purpose. 2. And overall purpose. This one, 3. Okay. So we start off with these 2. This is where it goes. So the first thing that they're talking about is walking away from a relationship, but understanding that there is a bigger picture with it. So the numinous, whatever this card is called, this is the name of the tarot deck. And this is always about finding faith and finding guidance. So you might feel that you are in the absolute balls of lowness and feeling really hard, and that is when most faith comes around. Most people gain some kind of spiritual faith. This is the majority of people when they are left with their either facing their own mortality, or when something has happened, when someone has died, or when something bad has happened. That is when people find faith. And this is a purpose of it. Now, it isn't just reflected for you. This is because of your person. So it isn't the fact that most of you, well, all of you watching will be spiritually awake. What this is saying is part of the purpose of this is for your person to wake up, and you are part of that. Sorry guys, you are part of that. So that's one of the reasons why this relationship is happening, because they need to wake up and see the bigger picture. You've got the 2 of Cups and Mystic of Bells, so that's the Queen of Swords. So 2 of Cups, Queen of Swords. what these are saying is having, again, comes back to those first two cards. Sorry, I still got a bit of a cold. It comes back to those first two cards at the start. It's having the courage of your own conviction. In the Two of Cups, it's kind of always on this deck, it's like wanting what you can't have. Hers says legs and his says fins. It's the two energies, it's you and them, and you're trying to push it together and you want it to work. And the Queen of Swords is there saying, stand in the courage of your own convictions. Whatever your individual circumstances are, this relationship is teaching you to have faith and to have a purpose, and there is more to this relationship than meets the eye. You both want the same things, you both go about it different ways, and because of that, that means that there can be there's more going on, and this is about standing in your strength, standing in your power and fighting for what you feel is right for you, and love wins. So that's the second part. So the waking up, love is winning. You've got over here, what we got? We've got another Queen energy with the Three of Candles. So this is about movement. So this is having faith and trust in your own ideals and what you want in life, about mixing your energies, about making actions, about what you feel is right in your journey. So this kind of steps away from the relationship. This is just talking about you. Standing there in your passions, following your inner guidance. Being, again, it comes back to that strength, following your path with all the stars around us, sexual chemistry, sexual energy, knowing that there's more going on than meets the eye, but finding your passions and walking towards those lights, being guided by the light. You are being guided. Spirit have got a job to do as well by looking after you and making sure that things move forward. So that's kind of coming up. Your next one, you've got Two of Candles and Queen of Cups. Okay, lots of Queen energy. So this is all the different elements. This is all the different star signs. This is all of your collective energy. Again, that's why I don't reel off star signs and collectives, because it's shit, because you're all in there. So this is about not being blinded to things. Keeping both eyes, three eyes open. Keeping all three eyes open. Being on your... yeah. So following your guidance, but not being blinded by things, putting all the heartbreak and pain behind you and focusing on your future, and walking hand in hand, helping them to walk. You know, so it's like the pain and the suffering that you're both going through, you're learning it together. And there's a purpose for why you're learning it, but each of your individual circumstances will be different with that. So again, this is your collective life purpose energy with regard to this relationship. Messages are in bottles, I'm being told to tell you as well. It's about loving someone unconditionally with all of their flaws, and loving yourself unconditionally as well. That is a key part of this lesson. That's what these are saying. Your last one over here, again, this reflects on unconditional love. So if you're a third party, that would be this, and about being annoyed and being fed up, but placing your energy on you and your person being the most important people in this relationship. This also then teaches you in turn how to manifest. And because in the higher dimensions, they have no such things as, like, they want something, they get it straight away. And we have those tools, but we have them down here, and we have earthly constrictions. So it's about using those tools that you have up there to bring down here and to learn through them. So that's what this is talking about, celebration. And when you're fed up, you know, moving it forward, getting what you want from the situation. Your overall energy on the life purpose of this relationship, or the purpose of this relationship, to feel as if, you know, to work through your emotions. You're here for emotional lessons. Again, this is going to be past life stuff with the 4 books on here. Past life things that need to be flagged up, karmic lessons that need to be learned. A lot of you have got karma, and working through it all, working through adversity and finding your strength. So that is the purpose of your relationship. I am not going to remember anything I said because that is purely channeled, but it's about finding courage in your convictions, finding your strength, loving unconditionally, finding faith when you feel that there is none, and going through hardship because there is a bigger picture that needs to be learned, and it's to do with humanity. And that's deck number 1. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Let me get my cards for deck number 2. Okay, so deck number 2, what I'm saying, I just repeat myself a little bit. So this is a bit of a different type of reading. How this is going to work is this is about the purpose of your relationship from a spiritual perspective, because people are asking for life purpose, but obviously because we're a love channel, I want to do it on the purpose of the relationship and why you're here, what the point of this relationship is. So I'm going to pull you 3 cards like I did with the first deck, from these life design cards. If anyone wants to see the box, there's the box. Life design cards. Why am I saying that? Deck number 2, and the person's collective mutual energy, please. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, energy, and thought processes. Tongue tied. My guide's so close to me, energy. Can you tell me, please, what is the life purpose? What is, no, not the life purpose. What is the purpose of this relationship from a spiritual point of view? The collective mutual energy. So again, it's going to work on the strongest mutual energy for you all. Okay. Strongest mutual energy. Okay. So I'll talk. We best have that one as well. Okay, these kind of tell you everything you need to know. So the key purposes of your relationship, now we'll go into your tarot deck in a minute, but you have catch and store energy. So this is about keeping your 3D energy balanced while things are happening on a higher perspective. Need to rest more, look after yourself more. You need to look after yourself more within this relationship, because you're draining yourself at the moment. So this is talking about balancing your psychic energies and your earthly energies. A lot of you are spiritual that you do not realise, even the empaths in you, this is to do with you. You haven't got, it's like a petrol tank. Psychic energy is like a petrol tank, and you have to top up, otherwise you drain and your car runs out and you run out of psychic energy, and that's what psychic burnout is. So if I ever say to you that I'm having a day off because I'm close to psychic burnout, you will understand what I mean. Now I tap into spirit's energy, so the energy I use on an earthly level is minimal. It's more psychic energy, that's why it's all channeled, more spiritual energy. But unless you're channeling, etc., this is your petrol tank and you are running low, a lot of you, so that just kind of comes with it. A reason why you're here: tolerate the paradox and make a decision. So this is talking about duality, balancing the duality, light and dark, good and bad, right and wrong, yin and yang. What other things can you think of? Angels and, you know, the equivalent of them, not that. But all those kind of stuff, you know, it's that balance between the world that we live in. We live in a world of light and dark. I'd love to think it was all rainbows and unicorns and happiness and, you know, people on this channel, but it isn't. We have a very mixed up world, and it's finding the duality within that, and that is part of the reason why you are here, because of all the things that you are going through within your relationship. It's balancing the duality, it's balancing the masculine and feminine energies, it's balancing the yin and yang. You've got make those essential actions matter. So this is having, again, it's a bit like deck number 1, courage in your convictions, letting things move forward at a speed that is right for you. Trusting yourself and trusting your person, and don't, they're little things that they do that you feel might not be, like, even if they think about you or text you, these are big things, okay? And it's about appreciating the smaller things for this relationship to move forward. Now the bigger picture is making essential actions matter. That's talking about a universal purpose, about what you do. But going back to a relationship, this is about the smaller things that you do within that relationship, and how that matters and how that counts, and communication is a part of that. Also about feeling like you need your tail out, like you're on self-protect all the time. That's kind of coming through as well. And the other card that's here for you to learn about, the reason for your relationship, a lot of you will be having culture barriers. So it says resist coercions of your culture barriers. Maybe some of you are having religious barriers, etc., etc. It's to do with that, and it's to do with your life purpose within that. I'm being drawn to the Aquarius sign on that for some of you as well. But it's to do with the communication and focusing on the fact that we are all just energy. You know, we are different. Everyone's different. Well, and apart from we're all one, but we are all different people. We all have different consciousness. We all have different levels, and we all have different cultures. But it's masking, it's working your way through that and knowing that we are all energy and moving forward as one through duality And that's your purpose of one of your life purposes of your relationship. It's going to take some digesting, guys, isn't it? Okay. Can you get me into deck number 2's life purpose, please, with their person? What's the point of this relationship? So I'm going to do what I did with deck 1, and I'm going to read downwards as the 2 as a 1. It's not technically a blended reading because it's the same deck, but it kind of is. Okay, can you get me into the person's thoughts, feelings, and energy, emotions, and thought processes? What is the life? What is the reason for this relationship? What is the reason for this relationship from a spiritual perspective? Why are we going through this? Why are we going through this? Okay, so this is going to reflect everything that I've said up there, but hopefully you're going to get a little bit more from it as well. So what these are saying is about having, when you're feeling sad and when you're feeling low, knowing that love is kind of the answer to pull you through, even though you hate that saying, or you are not in the best of friends with your person at the moment. It's talking again about unconditional love. When you feel sad, when you feel low, you still love this person, and that is a massive part of your lesson here, is unconditional love, and that works with the duality theme as well. And again, that kind of comes back to the culture side of things. It's about being in allowance of people, being in full allowance of their beliefs and full allowance of what they want, and standing on the cusp of new beginnings of them, and moving your situation forward regardless of your social statuses, regardless of your cultures, regardless of if they're married, if they're single, whatever the equivalent of your relationship is. It's about working through that energy. And you've got the King of Cups and Seven of Wands, and this is about having trust and faith that people love you the way you are, and even though you're in conflict about that, it's having belief that love exists again. So whatever unconditional love you give out, you get back in return. That's what they're telling me. They're saying that the love is pure, and love is the purest energy that there is. So they're saying that too as well. What we got here, King of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, that no matter what money and things surround this relationship, and no matter who is stirring the pot with it, and whatever the individual circumstances are, that money is a man-made object, as is time. And the real purity of it all is love. And again, that comes back to duality, because money and greed come into the duality situation. So it's working through the duality of that. If your person is very money orientated or work orientated, it's to do with balancing that duality. That's another reason why you're in this relationship. From a soul purpose. Page of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. This one is talking about trust in the higher purpose. When all hope is lost and you are going through your dark nights of souls and you're ripping your earrings out, faced with like mortality or whatever it is that you are going through. Again, that's all you know, you're all different situations, but it's working through that, and the wheel turning, standing on the cusp of new beginnings, and still having faith that things are going to work out no matter what your situation is. So faith is a massive part of this, but your key purpose is to focus through duality and stand on your own 2 feet and move it forward. What we got over here? Seven of Cups, Two of Swords. So this is talking about choices and decisions not being made, and the reason why they're not being made is because some of you don't want to rock the boat. Some of you are unsure on what choices and decisions you do need to make, and some of you are unsure of why you're even here and what you're actually doing. So this is talking about it, about these working through these choices and decisions by standing on your own 2 feet, by choosing what is right for you and focusing only on you, and that in turn then saves other people and helps other people progress and move forward. And that's essential. That's what it says about make those essential actions matter. This is talking about essential matters, making things move forward because they are what counts, not what doesn't count. Stop making things that are irrelevant relevant to your energy. Get rid of it. Focus on love, the unconditional love. Work through the duality of it all and resist the coercions of culture. Make actions matter and tolerate the paradox and make choices and decisions. Work through duality. that is the purpose of your relationship with this person from a spiritual perspective. From your own earthly perspective, refuel your petrol tank of psychic energy. You need a rest. Well, you're going to get psychic burnout. And that's deck number 2. So, a very different type of reading. As a psychic and spirit teacher, I love stuff like this because I've taught for 5 years and I miss it and I can't wait to get back to it. And I will be getting back to it with the webinars and stuff like that. So it is coming, but it's a very different type of reading. Some of you won't be as interested in it, but some of you will be more interested in it because this is the reason why you're going through all the crap in the first place. From a higher perspective, these are why you signed these contracts when you come to Earth. These were your choices, these were your decisions, these were the people you were meant to meet, and these were the lessons you were meant to learn. And that is your collective mutual energy on that. That is your collective soul purpose and life purpose for why you are in this relationship and what lessons need to be learned. So it's very, very specific to your mutual energy. Obviously, if you want your private readings doing and you want to look at life purposes, are always going to be hard for me to pick up on because you are here to learn it, but there are hints and clues and things like that I can give you. I can do this for you. This isn't a problem. The majority of readings I do are love readings, but I'm quite happy to do other readings if you need them. Like I do a lot of career readings for you all, and life purpose, spiritual readings, etc, etc. I don't do mediumship readings on the channel unless people pop in while I'm reading the tarot cards for you, and the reason for that is because when I do stage work, I stand on the stage and you say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, but if you're on a video and you're not there to say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, I am telling you about your Auntie Nora and she died 20 years ago and you haven't met her. So that's why mediumship is hard to do on this channel, which is why I tend not to do it with loved ones. But obviously the spiritual channeling is mediumship, but it's not your loved ones. So those are the only readings I don't do, but they are what I will be teaching mediumship as well when the webinars come up. Easy does it though, because Ali's there. Ali could blow a gasket any day. Not psychic burnout like you lot, but blowing a gasket. Alright guys, well if you want to find me on Instagram, it's just mysticlovetarot. If you want a private reading, email mysticlovetarot@gmail.com and I'll speak to you all soon. Lots of love, bye.